Hey everyone, welcome back. Big news is coming for anyone on Social Security in 2026, and it could affect your monthly check in ways most people don't expect. For millions of Americans, even a small change in benefits can decide whether the bills get paid on time. And this year's adjustment has a twist that might surprise you. Before we get started, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Do your Social Security checks actually keep up with your real expenses, or do they always seem to fall short? And while you're here, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss important updates like this that can help you plan ahead. Every fall, the Social Security Administration announces what's called the Cost of Living Adjustment, or COLA. It's the raise benefits get once a year to keep up with inflation. On paper, it sounds simple. If prices go up, your check is supposed to rise enough so your buying power stays the same. But how it works in practice is more complicated. Right now, analysts expect the COLA for 2026 to land around 2.7 to 2.8%. That number might not mean much at first, so let's break it down. If the increase is 2.8%, the average Social Security check, which is about $1,865 a month, would go up by roughly $52 to $54, bringing it just over $1,917. A little extra money every month is always welcome, but here's where things get tricky. That bump doesn't happen in a vacuum. At the same time, healthcare costs, especially Medicare, are climbing. Medicare Part B, which covers doctor visits and outpatient care, is projected to rise by about $21.50 a month. And Part D prescription drug plans could jump by as much as $50 because a cap on premiums is going away. If your benefit goes up $54 but your drug plan alone jumps $50, you're not really ahead. This is why experts say COLA doesn't always tell the whole story. Many of you have shared in the comments that your rent keeps going up, groceries cost more, and your medications are out of reach, and the yearly bump never seems to catch up. It's like trying to chase a moving target. Part of the problem is how the COLA is calculated. The government uses something called the CPIW, which tracks inflation for urban wage earners and clerical workers. But most Social Security recipients aren't wage earners anymore. Seniors spend more on healthcare, housing, and long-term care, expenses that often rise faster than general inflation. That's why advocacy groups have pushed for a different measure called the CPIE, the Consumer Price Index for the elderly, which better reflects how retirees actually spend money. If that were used, adjustments would likely be a little higher. There's another challenge too. Poverty among seniors is rising. In 2024, the Census Bureau reported that senior poverty went up from 14.2% to 15%, meaning nearly 1 million more people over 65 fell below the poverty line. They were the only age group to see poverty rates increase. That shows how hard it's getting to make ends meet, even with these yearly increases. And big changes aren't just about dollar amounts. Starting September 30, 2025, Social Security will stop mailing paper checks altogether. From then on, benefits will only come by direct deposit or prepaid debit card. The goal is to cut fraud and save money. But there's concern about people who don't have easy banking access or aren't comfortable with digital systems. If communication about this isn't clear, some could miss payments, at least temporarily. Think about how that might affect you or someone you know. Are you ready for that switch, or would it make things harder? All of this happens against a bigger economic backdrop. Inflation has cooled compared with a few years ago, but it hasn't gone away. And trade policies, including tariffs, can push prices higher on certain goods. Supporters say tariffs protect American jobs, while critics argue they raise costs for consumers. Whatever side you're on, retirees with fixed incomes often feel the squeeze the most. If you look back, COLA amounts have bounced all over. In 2022, it was 5.9%, then a huge 8.7% in 2023. It dropped to 3.2%, then 2.5% in 2025, and now we're looking at about 2.8% for 2026. Imagine trying to budget when your raise changes that much every year. For the 40% of people who rely entirely on Social Security, that unpredictability can be incredibly stressful. A $50 boost doesn't stretch far when rent jumps $200 or groceries go up $50 a week. So what can you do? First, make sure you know about programs that might help. Medicare savings programs can lower premiums if your income is limited, and extra help can cut prescription drug costs. There are also state and local programs for things like utilities or food. Many people don't realize they qualify, so it's worth checking. Some folks choose to pick up part-time work if health allows. Even a little extra income can help, and for some, working also brings purpose and connection. The official COLA announcement will come in October. Unless inflation falls sharply in September, 2.7 to 2.8% seems likely. But whether it ends up slightly lower or higher, the reality doesn't change. COLA alone isn't enough to erase the financial pressure so many seniors feel. What really needs attention is how benefits are calculated, making sure the formula reflects what retirees truly spend, especially on healthcare and housing. So as we wait for the final number, remember this update isn't just about math on a page. It's about fairness and security for people who've worked their whole lives. If you could change how COLA is measured, would you keep it the same, or switch to something like the CPIE that matches seniors' expenses better? Let me know your thoughts below. I always read your comments. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future updates explained in plain language. Thanks for spending time with me today, and remember, knowledge is one of the best tools you have to protect your future.